morning everyone, this is Bremster and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Knuckle O'Sandwich by ZegreS. ZegreS, I will pretty much unashamedly say, is one of my favourite setters and someone I feel I've kind of taken a journey with on my channel. One of his first puzzles was one of the first puzzles I solved on my channel. And he has developed a huge amount as a setter, much more than I have developed as a solver, to be sure. So whenever ZegreS sends me a puzzle, I'm always excited and a little bit scared because he has started to generate some absolute masterpieces, but they are tricky, particularly his riddle Sudokus, which quite often I have spent a lot of time, I would say, pulling my hair out, but there is an obvious logical problem with that one. So yes, this is Knuckle O'Sandwich by ZegreS. So before I get onto the puzzle, we do have the Entropic Power Lines pack still running. That will be running until the end of April. So if you details below on how to submit solution codes to that one, I'm recording well in advance, but I've already received, I think, nearly a dozen entrants to that. So yeah, people are providing phenomenal feedback and saying that they're loving it. And people, pardon me, have been talking about it in the Bremster discussion room on the Sudoku Solvers Discord. So if you are stuck or just want to chat about Sudoku, that's a place you can do it. There's a lot of us now running our stuff on that server. So yeah, come join us. Onto this puzzle, Knuckle O'Sandwich by ZegreS. We have several rules in play. We have normal Sudoku rules. In every box, in every row, and in every column, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. We have these thermos. On thermos, digits must strictly increase from the bulb to the tip, which means that this digit will be higher than this digit will be higher than this digit. Between lines. So the green lines are between lines. And what that means is the digits that are placed on the line of a between line are strictly between the digits in the circles. So for example, if these were, let's make an example of 3 and 7, then these could only be 4, 5 and 6 because they have to be between 3 and 7. And the last one, which yeah, I don't do a lot of, but I probably should. I really enjoy them, but I don't get sent a lot of them and I don't seek out a lot of them, probably because I need to use my calculator for all the math, is sandwich clues. And the way sandwich clues work are they are these clues outside the grid, and the sandwich or the number of the clue is the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in the row or the column, or rows or column that they are given. So between the 1 and the 9 in this row, there will be digits summing to 8. In this row, digits summing to 21. So with that, this should be solvable. Time for me to give it a shot. So, what can we tell? Well, the thermos are short, so hooray. So I'm actually going to bring up my calculator and look at the clues for sandwich. So 8, okay. So I don't really need it for 8 that much because one of the important things about sandwich is that the totals are different to killer because you can't use 1 or 9. So for 8, you can only use 8 on its own, or you can use 2, 6, or 3, 5. So 8 is going to be in 2 or 3, but I can't put 1 or 9 in any of those cells because you cannot put 1 or 9. Green is actually okay. You cannot put 1 or 9 on a between line because if I put 1 or 9 on a between line, then it would need something higher or lower than it on the end of the between line, and I can't use 0 or 10 or anything lower than 0 or higher than 10. So I'm limited to in here. So I've got to put the digits that sum to 8 in here, and there'll be a 1 or a 9 in those 3 cells. Well, I can't put 1 or 9. Let's continue that. I can't put 1 or 9 on any of the between lines. So but this could still be 189, 189, or 91 in either order. Or I could use 2 digits and I could have it start here and end here, start here, end here. So it doesn't actually lock anything in there. The 3 is better because the 3 must contain a 3. I can't use 2, 1, which is the other way of making up 3, because 1 will be in the crust. So because the 3 must contain a 3, I'm either going to go crust 3, crust, crust 3, crust, or crust 3, crust. There's no other way of doing it. There must be a 3 down here. 10 can be done with 2 or 3. I can't use 1, 2, 3, 4 because I can't use the 1. But I could have 2 here. I could have 3 here. I could have 2 here, 2 here, 3 here, 3 here. And 21, I'm actually going to look at my calculator for this one. So there's a few different ways of making 21, and I could use 3, 4, or 5. So 6, 7, 8 is the way you do it with 3. And 1, I mean, I can't put 9 there and I can't put 1 there. But apart from that, this is wide open. 17 is 3 or 4. So how do you break into this? Well, you can't put 1 or 9 partway along a thermo. Right. Right. Okay. Everyone who knows what I'm about to explain can wait until I've finished doing it and come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this tab. And what I'm about to explain is, I'll reset the puzzle on the duplicated tab. And what I'm about to explain is why this pattern here is important. That is really nice, ZegreS. So, because I think it's going to give me this row. Okay, so what I'm about to prove is that these digits here, and if you know what I'm about to explain, feel free to skip until I go back to the original grid and you see the 3s at the bottom, are exactly the same as those digits there. And this is explained using set equivalence theory, or SET, or SET. And it may look crazy unless you've seen it before, and most of you probably have, but I'm going to explain it anyway. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start by highlighting that row and saying, we know in the finished solution this is going to be a complete set of the digits 1 to 9. So there'll be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, all the way up to 9. If I highlight that row, then I've done the same thing, and we've now got 2 of each of the digits. If I then highlight this box, I've done the same thing. We've now got 3 of each of the digits. And if I do that, I've highlighted a 4th set of the digits 1 to 9. I've got 4 of every digit. Now, what they are and where they go in there doesn't matter. All we know is we've got 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, all the way down to 4 9s, up to 4 9s. Pick a direction. I'm now going to move on from blue, and I'm going to do the same in a different color, but I'm going to highlight that row, which is 1 set of the digits 1 to 9, and then I'm going to pick 3 more rows, and I'm going to highlight those, and they give me 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. So we know that blue and green contain exactly the same things in the final grid. They'll contain 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. If we pick anything that is in both sets, then we know that that digit, whatever that digit is in, let's call it a 1. If we've got 4 1s in both sets and we remove a 1 from both sets by removing this from blue and green, then both sets will then have 3 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, 4 5, and they'll still be equal. So anything that is both colors can be removed. And when you do that, they are still equal, and we have proven that these 16 cells in this ring are exactly the same as these 16 cells in the corner. And when you first see that, it doesn't make sense and it just blows your mind. those of us who've seen it over and over and over again have come to realize it is true. Why does this matter? I can go back here. I cannot put a 1 or a 9 in any of those cells, which means I cannot put a 1 or 9 into any of those cells, and they cannot be crossed. Now I've got to make a 21 clue across here. Now, I can't put a 1 and a 9 on that side. I can't put a 1 or a 9 and a 9 on that side, or this would be a 0. So I have to put one of them on that side, one of them on that side. So the 29 has to be contained in those cells. The maximum I can do 29 in is 5. So this becomes a 1-9 pair, and they are crossed. That is crazy. These are not crossed. And 21, I'm looking at my calculator, is 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So these are a 6-8 pair. That is cool. How does it help me? I don't know yet, but it is cool. So if this is a 9, 1 is going to go in here, which will mean 1 can't go in here and 1 goes in here, which will mean 1 can't go in here, which means 1 goes in here, which will place the 1 there, which we would get. So these are going to contain 1s and 9s in different orders. That's kind of interesting. These thermos are also more restricted by the fact that the ends can't take 1s or 9s. In fact, this cell has a maximum of 7. Does that matter? Maybe. 7, 6. Sorry. 6, 5. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, 8, 7, 6, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5. This is a minimum of 4, or maximum of 4, because if I go higher than 4 here, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to 8, and if this is 6, 5, 4, 3, this would be 1 or 2, and it's the same here. This has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Nine has to be in one of those two cells, and 9 has to be in one of those two cells, because I can't put 9 on, because I can't put 9 in those. And 9 can only go in those 3 cells in the boxes, but they can't go in there. 9 has to be up here. Hang on, 8 is also restricted. 8 can't go in those 3 cells because I can't put 8 on the between line because I'd need to put 9 on one end. I can't put 8 on the thermo because the maximum I can put on the thermo is 7. And I can't put 8 there or there because they just don't go in those cells. So 8 is in one of those 2. And it's the same over here, surely. I'm still playing with symmetry. 8 can't go on the between line because I can't put a 9 on the between line, on between line ends. It can go there. Can't go there because that's a crust cell. Can't go there because of the 6-8 pair. And if I can't put 8 or 9 there, it can't go on the thermo. So 8 is in one of those 2 cells. Again, I've got the same thing as I had with 9s. 8 can't go up here. 8 can't go up here, so 8 has to go somewhere in this row, and it goes up here now. So this has got an 8 and a 9 in it. Which means this has to be 189 up here. Because if I was to go 1, 2, 6, 9, I've killed the 8. The 8 has got nowhere to be placed in the box. So wherever this is, it goes 189. But I could still go 189, 189, or 189. Because I think I can still put 2, 3, and 4 in here. Because Well, I can't put 1 on the between line, but I can put 1s into those spots. Can I? No, I can't. One of these has to be 1. Because if I put 1 here, this becomes 9, this becomes 1, this becomes 9, and both of those become 8. So one of these has to be a 1. So if one of those is a 1, that is a 9. And one of those two is an 8. That's going to play with the 17 clue. So 17 is 3 or 4, but it's not 3 anymore because I can't put a 1 here because of the between line. So it's 17 in 4, which means this is a 1. And these are... Which means that these are not 1 and 9. Because I go 1, 3, 9 or 1, 3. I need to... Because in this row, it goes crust, fill, crust, crust, fill, crust. And I cannot do... Yeah, it has to go 1, 3, 9 down here. There's no other way of doing it. So if this is a 3, that would have to be a 1 or a 9, and it can't be. And if this is a 3, that would have to be... These are not 3. This is a 3. This is a 1, 9 pair. These are... This is the only place for 1, 9 left in that row. (17 in 4). 17 in 4. With 17 in 4 without a 3, there's only one way to do it. This is 2, 4, 5, 6. So these are 7 and 8. There's no 6 here because of the 6, 8 pair. I use the calculator I use. I will try and throw a link to the calculator above. I think I can do that now. I've got a Patreon post where I got the calculator that you can use. Excuse me for 1 second. So, we know that these are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. This probably can't be that low. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That can't be that low. I can't put a 2 on it. If I put a 3 on it, this goes 3, 2, 1. That becomes 4, and I've got a 1 with a 4. That doesn't work. This is not 3. If this is 4, then this could go 3, 2. This could be 1, and all of a sudden that is possible. So that's 4, 5, or 7. So this thermo is under some pressure because of the between line. What about this one? Because actually, if this is 6, this is 1 or 2. Six, 5, 4, 3. Hang on, if this is 6, this is 5 or 4. If this is 6, those cells all have to be lower than 6. 1, 2, 3, and there's 6 cells that need to be lower than 6, because this needs to be lower than 6 because this is the high digit on the between line. These would need to be lower than 6 because they're lower than this cell, which is lower than 6 on the between line, and this needs to be lower than 6 because this is the high digit on the between line. So if this is 6, all of those cells need to be lower than 6. And I don't have 6 digits lower than 6. This is the 8. This is the 6. This is not a 3, 4 because 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But that makes that the 8. Yeah, that's now the 8, which means this is the 9. This is the 1. This is not the 1. This is the 1. This is not an... That's the 9, which is... That's very cool. These... Oh, between the 1 and the 9 is the 8. One of those is a 1. Seven in this row is in one of those 3 cells. Of course, the 9 is looking down, making that 1 and that 9. I could have done it with the 1. This can't be a 4, because if this is 4, this goes 3, 2, and that has no fill. That is not a 4. If this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7. And this is 3, 2. That actually works. Oh, this puzzle is tricky. So I've got the 8. I've got the 21 by the fact that I've got the 14 outside the clue. I've got the 3. I've got the 17. So the only sandwich clue I haven't done is the 10. So you can do 10 with 2 or 3. So I could put a 1 or a 9 there, do it with 2. I couldn't do it with 3. Do it with 2 and put a 9 there. So that would be a 1. If I started there, it would be with a 9. I can't start it there. Because if I put it there, it'd have to be a 9. And then I'd have to go 3 and that would be a 1. So that is not a crust. That could be a 9 and that could be a 1. So that could be, if this is crust, could be a 9. I could go 2 to 1. If this is crust, it'd be a 1. I could go 3 to 9 and that would work. And if this is crust, be a 1 and I could go 2 to 9. So all I learnt is that is not crust. There is a 9 in there. There is a 1 in there. This can't be a 2, because if this is a 2, I need to put a 1 on the between line. This is not a 2. So the 2 is up here. These are higher than 4. Actually, 1 to 6. So what are these? These are 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a 7 in one of those 2. No, there's no 7 there, because then that would have to be higher than 7, and it can't be. That's a 7. And this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Except it's not 2, and that is not 5. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5, which is remarkably unhelpful. I can't put a 2 on this between line because the lowest I can put here is a 2. So 2 is in one of those two. Which has pushed that up a little. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 because it sees 1, it sees 2, and it sees 3. This 8, 7, this has a maximum of 6. So this is 2, 4, 5, and 6. It can't be 2 because in order for it to be a 2, I'd need to put a 1 on the between line. So this is 4, 5, 6. This is 5, 6, 7, and this is 6, 7, 8. That's If this is 4, this would be 3, 2. Oh, hang on. 4. This could go up. In fact, that's probably what's going to happen, isn't it? That's going to be... Oh, this puzzle is tricky. So one of these has to be 2, 3, 4, or 5 because the maximum I can put in here is 6. This digit is actually under pressure. It can't be 1, it can be 2, it can't be 3, it can be 4, 5, or 6. It can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this is 2, 4, 5, or 6. Now, if this is 6 and this is 1, these are... Hang on, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Now, if this is 1, this is going to have a problem because this is the upper end of the thermo, and I'm going to have the same issue, aren't I? Because if this is 1, the maximum this can be is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells lower than 6. This can't be the 1 because this becomes the high digit, and I need to make all of those cells lower than 6, and I can't make 6 cells lower than 6. That's the 1. Oops, wrong color. So this now, 1 is in one of those two. This now has to go up. 6, well, no, it doesn't. This could still go down. 6, 5, 4, 3. No, hang on. I can't go down. If I go down from here, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, then these that's even worse. So this has to go up. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. This is not 6. This is absolutely not 6. This has to go up. This is higher than that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 5, 6, 7, 8 would need a 9 on the end. This can't be 5 because the maximum I can put here is 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7, or 8. It's not 6. This is 7 or 8. I've got a 7, 8 pair. That's a 6. That's a 5, and that's a 4. There's no 4, 5, 6 there. That's a 7 or an 8. Well, that was unexpected. So this now has to be lower than 4. So this is 2 or a 3. This is the 9. These become green. I'm not sure the sandwich stuff is helping me that much, but still. So these are 2, 3, 7, and 8. Well, 8 has to be down here now, which means 8 is in those. I can't put 8 on the thermo. 8 is in those two. Because if I put 8 on the thermo, I'd need to put 9 higher than it. Which puts 8 in those 3. I need... This is 2, 3, 7, 8 in this box. If I put a 2 on the line, I need to put a 1 on. So I can't put 2 on the line. This is the 2. And I can't put 8 on the line, or I'd need to put 9 on in the circles. I can't do it. This is 8. So I can take the 8 out of there as well. This is not the 8. These are 3 and 7, and this 3 resolves it. That's the 7, that's the 3. This 4 makes that 2. I can't put 7 into either of those, because if I do, I need to put 8 or 9 higher than it, and I don't have them available because I can't put 8 there and I can't put 9 there. So 7 can't go in those two or in those two. This is a 7, 8 pair. So what are these? Hang on, 7, 8 pair. If I make this 7, I can't put 8 on the line. That's the 8, that's the 7. So these are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, I can't put 3 higher on thermo. That can't be 4. So this is not 6. This is not 5 or 6. This 6 is giving me, that's 5, that's 4, that's 3. What's left over is 6. This 8 is making that 7 and that 8. These are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 4 and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Five comes out of there. 4 comes out of both of those. I feel I'm missing a very clever trick similar to that with the thermos up the top. There's no 5 in there, but that's a middle digit on the thermo, so I'm not sure what that's going to do. So if this is 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, this is still 3, 2, and that's okay. And the lower I make this, the more freedom I've got. I've got to put 7 in there. 7 is in one of these two. Because I can't put 7 in those, and I can't put 7 there now because of that. So 7 is in one of those two. But that's not a big revelation. This puzzle is very clever, but... So now I've got to do the 10 sandwich. Because everyone needs a 10 sandwich. So where can I do the 10 sandwich? That could be 1 with 2 digits and a 9. That could be... Oh no, that could be 1 or 9. That could be 1 or 9. But there's nowhere I can do 3 anymore. So it has to be 10 in 2. Because if I start here and go this way, I get 4. If I start here and go this way, I get 4. Yeah, it's got to be 10 in 2. It's 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. And it's got to be in one of these. Well, that can't be 2, 8, because I can't put 2 or 8 there. It can't be 3, 7, because I can't put 3, 7 in there. And it can't be 4, 6, because of the 4, 6 down here. This can't be the 10. That's got to be right. If this was the crusts of the 10 clue, then this would have to be 2, 8, which it can't be, 3, 7, which it can't be, or 4, 6, which it can't be. This cannot be the crusts here. These are the crusts. Those are 1, 9. Those are not crust. This is a 1. This is a 9. This is a 1. This is a 9. This is a 1. These now have to be either 8, 2, 7, 3, or 6, 4. That's the only possibility. That's a 9. Because 9 can't go in those. That's a 1. That is a 9, which is yellow. 9 now has to go right there, which is yellow, making that green. These are now both green. Actually, everything here is green. This is now a 1. And I have all of what are basically my crust clues. So in order to make this easier to read, I'm going to make green go away. And now it looks like I've got triples everywhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5, 6, and 7. That one's not 7. This is 2, 3, 4. But I have to use a 2, 3, or 4 in here. But that's a triple, not a... So that doesn't do anything. It's got to be close, though. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's no 4 there. There is a 4 up here. So whatever goes here goes in here. But that doesn't do anything because the 5 could still hide down here. That's... So we know that these are the crust. I'm actually going to mark those green again because I do know that that has to be the sandwich. This can't be a 5 because if this is 5, this would go 6, this would go 7, and that would have no value. Okay, so we've now got 2, 3, 4 here. 6, 7. Five is now in here, which means there's no 5 there. This can't be 4, 6. If this was 4, 6, both of those would be 5. That is not 4, that is not 6. So I've narrowed that down a little bit. If this is 3, 7, okay, if this is 2, 8, so these are 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got to put 5 in this column somewhere. 5 has to go in one of those two. I can't put 5 up there, and I can't put 5 is in here. This is a 6. There's no 6 up here. Those are 5 and 7, which means 6 is in here. There's no 6 here. If I'm being phenomenally slow on this puzzle, I apologize, but yeah. So I now have a virtual 2, 3 pair because I have to use 2 or 3 here, and this will be a 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So these are 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That can't be 4. Whoops. 4, 5, 6, 7, and one of them there. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't put an 8 there. I can't put a 6 or a 4 there. Actually, I can't put a 5 there either. This is a 7 or an 8. Where does... No, 3 can go... These are 2, 3, 7, and 8. Ah... Hang on, I've now got a virtual 7, 8 pair. So that's not 7. This is a 4, 5, 6... which doesn't help me at all. Except I've got to put 7 in this column. So 7 is in one of those two. 2 is in one of those two. Hang on, this 2 is... That's a 7. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's an 8. Because the 2's up here had to be here. That was looking at that 2 the whole time. Arg. That's a 3, 7. 2, 8. There's no 8 in there. This 2 is looking up, taking 2 out of those. That's a 3, 4. That is a 5. That is a 2. Missed that one for a long time. That takes the 2 out of there, which makes this the 2. This is 3, 4, or 6 now. That's a 3, 4 pair. This is a 6. This is not a 6. This is 5 or 7. That's a 3, 4 pair. So that is not... That 5 is looking over, making that the 7 and that the 5. That still works for anything. But this is now a 2, 6, which takes 2 out of those. This is 3, 4, 5. So that's the 7. The 3 is looking up, making that the 4 and that the 3. This is bonkers clever. That 2 is taking 2 out of those, or I could have used that 2, you know, the one right next to them. That would require me to actually see stuff, which this puzzle is proving that I don't do as often as I might like. So this is just a pair now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, and 8. Which means these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 4, 5 pair. So what are these? 1, I know I'm about to put pencil marks that can't exist in there, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, that can't be 2 or 3 because they'd be lower on the thermo. That can't be 2 because there's a 2, 6 pair. That can't be 7 because of the 7 above. That 8 is looking down, making that 7. Which makes that 3 and that 7. The 3 looks over, making that 8. That is now the high digit. This has to be the low digit, which is 2, 3, 4, 5. There's got to be something there I'm missing. That seems to be the only place in the box I can put a 3, because it can't put a 3 higher on a thermo than a 4, 5, or 6. That 3 knocks out of there. That 3 knocks out of there. That is a 3. This is a 5 or a 6. That is a 4, 5, 6 triple. That is a 2. That becomes an 8. That becomes a 2. 4 is in one of those two. Which means that is not a 4. That is not a 3. 4, 5 pair makes that a 3. That 2 is making that 6 and that 2. 6 is not there. It couldn't have... it couldn't have been since that was a 5, 6. So not a startling revelation. The 2 is looking down, making that 6 and that 2, which is making that 5, which is making that 4, which is making that 6, which is making that 5, that 4, that 6. The 4 is making that a 5 and that a 4. The 5 is making that a 4 and that a 5, which is looking up, making that a 4 and that a 5. And that is Knuckle O'Sandwich. And boy, do I felt like I just got hit with one. That was stunning. As in... yeah, stunned. I know I react like this at the end of a lot of puzzles. When I encounter a really cool puzzle, I just... yeah, this is why I do puzzles. The feeling like this. I hope this is why you do puzzles. Wow. Thank you, ZegreS. Thank you so much for submitting that. That was amazingly good. This is the sort of puzzle that makes me want to reorder my queue and drop it in sooner, just in case someone else features it. No, if someone else features this before this video comes out, ZegreS deserves it, and I will still release it because then you can laugh at how badly I solved it. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. I know I did. I hope you enjoyed my video. I Yeah, if you do like my videos, please subscribe. It really does help, and like and all of that sort of stuff. If you've got feedback, please drop a comment. Nice ones are preferred, but if you do have feedback of any type, I do like to hear it. Send me a message on Discord. My email address is below. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your solving.